Hey everyone, my name is Jordan Brown, and today I have a presentation for you titled Should College Athletes Get Paid? It is a controversial topic, but I will be giving you my view of this topic. First, we're going to start off with the benefits that they have for each other. College athletes are obviously getting an education which will help them in the future in the long run. Colleges, on the other hand, are getting more of a financial benefit than we expect. Colleges are bringing in money off of the games and the events that they hold for the athletes, and they are also getting money from concessions that they have for the fans of the athletes. Although the athletes are the one that are getting the ticket sales and bringing in the fans, they do not get to see any of this money. Big name players often popularize colleges as well. They bring in more people because the bigger the player is, the more people want to talk to him, get to become friends with him, and see him play at their college. Depending on the athletes and their performances, the sponsors can also come. Big name sponsors like Nike, Adidas, and Under Armour can sponsor a college depending on how well they do in their championships. And that is another way that the colleges benefits from all the players and the money they bring in. Another thing is bigger colleges usually mean more money. And big rivalry games like the Clemson Carolina game brings in way more money than we expect from them to. They bring in thousands of fans each year, and with the thousands of fans comes thousands of dollars, hundreds and thousands of dollars. If you sell a ticket for $10 and you have 1,000 people, that is $10,000. Now, the stadium can hold 80,000 people in Carolina. So 80,000 at $10 is a lot of money. And once again, the players do not get to see this money at all. Although they are the ones that are bringing in the fans and bringing in the money, they do not get to see it. Now, if we focus on USC per se, we can see just how these stats break down. The USC Athletics Department expects to make 121.9 million in the 2017-2018 year, according to the state that Josh Kendall wrote. Now, of the $102 million that they expect, not thousand, $102 million, the ticket sales bring in 21.7 million. So the athletes are really bringing in $21.7 million off of ticket sales. Now, if you put, let's say, 2 million of that aside for the athletes, you're barely making a dent in that 102.9 million. You're taking off basically the 101 million. Now, I'm not saying that you have to give it all to the athletes at once, but maybe stretch out that 2 million a year and give the athletes a little bit of a stipend or something. That way they can have a little money in their pocket. Now, we also have to remember that these athletes are still students in college, which means they're going to have money to pay for stuff like books and food and just to have fun. They have to focus on their schoolwork while trying to keep a healthy social life. And a lot of older people understand what it's like to be a college student. It is stressful and it is hard. And if you put that on top of trying to be at practice and classes all the time, there's really no time for anything else. You have to focus on both your schoolwork and your athletics. And with that, you will probably not be able to get a job. So they won't have money. And later on in the presentation, you will hear of an account where they didn't have money. The next thing is scholarships. A lot of people like to argue that college athletes are being paid in scholarships. College is expensive. It's usually around 20,000 to go to school. But if you think about it, there are very few full scholarship athletes. Therefore, people still have to come out of pocket and pay for school and pay for everything that school comes with. There are walk-ons, which are people who basically aren't good enough to get scouted or good enough to be recruited, but they are still good enough to make the team. They are good at what they do. And even though people are getting scholarships, not everyone is getting a scholarship. And if it is a scholarship, it's not technically a full scholarship. So therefore, I think they should have some type of pay in order to compensate for that. The next thing that we're going to talk about is what professional athletes believe. Jadeveon Clowney said, I think so when asked, should they get paid? He said they are selling our jerseys with our numbers and making money off of our ticket sales. So I think college athletes should get paid. And that is a pretty good case for, for this whole thing. They should get paid some type of money. Next is Shabazz Napier. He said, we do have hungry nights that we don't have enough money to get food. Sometimes money is needed. I don't think they should stretch it out to hundreds of thousands of dollars for playing, because a lot of times people don't know how to handle themselves with the money. But sometimes there's hungry nights where they weren't able to eat, but they still had to play the best they can, which is hard to do. Now, my thing is they should get paid. They don't necessarily have to get paid for like a full-time job or get paid thousands of dollars, but they should get stipends. No full-time money, but some type of money to put in there. And a percentage of this money could come off of ticket sales, because once again, they're making so much money selling to their fans, but they're not getting to see any. If you can just put a little bit aside, then everything would be good and the college athletes would be fine. Thank you for listening.